29 amazing things you'd see in the Amazon. The Amazon proves to be a mysterious and diverse place. What's hidden beneath the canopy and dense jungle located in South America? Let's take a look. 29. Glass frogs. What would you do if you saw a frog and you could see all its intestines through its body? You'd probably think you're looking at something alien, right? Well, that's a real earthly creature, and it's called a glass frog. These types of amphibians were first described in 1872. Through their transparent abdominal area, you can take a peek at their hearts, gastrointestinal tract, and liver. 28. Victoria water lily. You could hop on these lily pads and land on them with your whole body. That's how huge Victoria water lilies are. This leaf can measure as big as 9.8 feet or 3 meters in diameter, with a stalk that grows as long as 26 feet or 8 meters. The leaf is delicate, yet can support up to 71 pounds or 32 kilograms. 27. The Amazon River. There's no way this wasn't going to make it onto this list. The Amazon River runs through the countries of Colombia, Peru, and Brazil. By discharge of volume and length, the Amazon River ranks as the largest river in the world. It discharges into the Atlantic Ocean with its source from Rio Montaro. 28. Mata Mata. At first you think the Mata Mata is a rock, and then you look closely and realize, no, it looks more like a turtle. This freshwater reptile lives in the freshwaters of the Amazon and Orinoco basins. Rigid and flat-headed, their carapaces grow as big as 18 inches or 45 centimeters. 25. Amazon River Dolphin. It looks strange to see a light pink creature swimming through a river, and then weirder still when you realize it's a dolphin. The Amazon River dolphin, also called the Bodo or pink river dolphin, eats a wide range of other fish. And with a mouth like that, of course they do. Unlike the bottlenose dolphins we're used to seeing, this toothed whale is much more shy in comparison and doesn't travel in groups. 24. Passion fruit flower. The passiflora, or passion fruit flower, looks less something like you'd find in a bouquet and more like a plant from a faraway planet. It grows as a vine and will latch onto whatever's near. The vines can grow between 15 to 20 feet, thriving well in tropical climates. You'll see a lot of these plants leaning towards the shade, however, when it gets too hot. 23. The heliconia flower. You might come across the heliconia flower if you find yourself traversing through the Amazonian jungle. These flowers grow quite long, and though they vary in color, count on them on being really bright. They can be as short as 1.5 feet or 0.5 meters to 15 feet or 4.5 meters tall. Sometimes called the lobster claw or the hanging lobster claw, you'll often see hummingbirds flying around this plant as it acts as their food and shelter. 22. The Jesus lizard. There's a band called the Jesus Lizard, but we're guessing you're probably not going to find them lurking in the Amazon River. If you've heard of the Jesus Lizard, referred to as the common basilisk, then you know where it got its colloquial name. This medium-sized reptile, which can be as big as 2.5 feet or 76 centimeters tall, can run on water. 21. Paititi. Oh, and by the way, on your Amazonian excursion, you could quite possibly find yourself facing the ancient city of Paititi. Or at least, what archaeologists guess is the ancient city of Paititi. The lost Inca city has been found, we think. Known as the lost city of gold, Spanish conquistadors desperately searched for this mythical place, hoping it wasn't a myth at all. In the past years, a discovery of a rock face covered in writing was discovered in the rainforest. Could it be the old golden city? 20. Anavillanes Archipelago. From the air, you could see the most interesting landscape of the Anavillanes Archipelago. This is what it looks like when the water's lower. During wet season, when the water rises, it takes over the elongated islands located here, seeming like a surreal painting of blue and green. The archipelago measures to over 90 kilometers long through the 30-kilometer wide river, a favorite spot for aerial tourism. 19. Kinkajou. They look like monkeys, and they look like ferrets, though they belong to neither category. The kinkajou are more akin to raccoons, their close relative. At the longest, they measure at 24 inches or 60 centimeters long, though that's not accounting for their prehensile tail that gives them double their body length in total. Native to the environment of the Amazon, they eat mostly fruits, although have been known to eat bird eggs. 18. The monkey brush vine. Don't break off this branch and run your hair through it. It probably won't feel as nice as a real brush. even though it looks hilariously close to one. The monkey brush vine comes in rather loud colors, often a very bright orange. Hummingbirds also frequent this South American plant. The vine itself is parasitic and grows on other plants around it. 17. The rubber tree. A big tourist destination in the Amazon region is the rubber tree plantation. No, these trees don't bend and stretch like a rubber band. Instead, they actually ooze out latex when you cut into the trunk, looking a lot like Elmer's glue. These trees are native to the Amazon rainforests, though seeds have been smuggled out to other places like Southeast Asia and have thrived there since it has a similar climate. 16. Potus. These birds are great at blending into the bark of trees, which assists them greatly when they're on the hunt. The potu perches on a stump and waits for their victims to pass by closely, catching them with those huge mouths of theirs. They can freeze in place and stay as still as statues when they need to. 15. Poison dart frog. More often than not, a poison dart frog will measure smaller than 0.59 inches or 1.5 centimeters in size. However, there have been some known to grow up to 2.4 inches or 6 centimeters. Either way, stay away. Scientists classify them as aposematic organism, meaning that their brightly colored bodies act as a warning to potential predators since the poison dart frog carries a rather potent, you guessed it, poison. 14. The giant otter. Not just any otter, a giant otter. Like their smaller counterparts, these animals are part of the weasel family. They feed on fish and are considered a globally successful group of predators. They grow to be about 5.6 feet or 1.7 meters tall, the average size of an adult female in the United States. So, yeah, kinda scary. 13. Bromeliads. There are different kinds of bromeliads. A pineapple, for instance, is a bromeliad. The one we're talking about are the ones found in the Amazon. They also come with some nice fruit beneath those colorful layered leaves. Colors range from pinks, oranges, and even purples. 12. Monkey Island. Located in Ecuador, part of the Yasuni Biosphere Reserve, Monkey Island is known for its huge population of howler monkeys as well as spider monkeys. If you take a guided tour, you might even get a guide that calls out to the different types of monkeys according to their unique sounds. Oh, and did we mention there's piranha fishing? 11. Macaw clay lick. What do you do when you see a bunch of parrots on the side of a rock formation stuck to the clay? You watch, apparently, since witnessing the so-called macaw clay lick is quite the pastime for tourists in the area. The red clay gets heavily eroded since it sits by the river. Parrots then flock here to feed, making for a colorful wall along the riverbank. 10. Black Caiman. Next to the American alligator, the black caiman counts as one of the biggest extant members of the alligatoridae family. This crocodilian blends into its natural habitat, helping it along its nocturnal hunt. 9. Electric eels. Okay, so they're not really eels, but they really are electric. The electric eel isn't a true eel, and is actually better classified as a knife fish. Electric eel just sounds cooler. This fish, with its cylindrical body, measures to 2 meters on average. Electric eels swim along the Amazon River basin, usually found at the muddy bottoms. 8. Toucan. Where exactly can you find a toucan? In the rainforest, of course, and the Amazon is full of them. Besides Fruit Loops, most people know little else of the toucan bird. The biggest species is the toco toucan, the more common one you see in pop culture. Super social birds, toucans will be in large groups of 20 or more. 7. Orchids. There are tens of thousands of different species of orchids found all over the earth, so of course you'll find it in a place like the Amazon. Orchids can grow in all sorts of climates, with the Amazon being some of the best environments for lots of plants to grow. 6. Capybara. They look like gigantic hamsters, but can your hamster swim as well as a capybara? Probably not. These semi-aquatic rodents look daunting, but you don't need to worry about too much. A capybara's diet consists of just vegetarian means. With all those plants and fruits in their system, they weigh as big as 150 pounds. 5. Arapaima. These huge fish feed on fish and also have a swim bladder that have lung-like tissues in to gulp air. The Arapaima can even breathe surface air, unlike lots of sea animals, and needs to swim to the surface to take in the air on a regular basis. They count as one of the largest species of freshwater fish, with adults weighing 200 kilograms and growing as long as 450 centimeters. 4. Piranhas. Even though they do not grow as big as arapaimas, lots of people fear the much smaller fish known as the piranha. Though small in size, in groups, piranhas are rather frightening. Piranhas, freshwater fish, inhabit floodplains, reservoirs, lakes, and rivers. Most measure between 5 to 14 inches long or 12 to 35 centimeters. Their small mouths pack powerful bites, the strongest of all the bony fishes. 3. Fishing bat. Along with the Jesus fish walking on the water and the arapaima coming up for air, you'll also find the Myotis vivesi, the fishing bat. They take their prey from the surface of the water, diving down from the air to grab fish, hence their names. It's an odd sight indeed to see a bat over the surface of the water, but in the Amazon, those things happen. 2. The Green Anaconda. There's no denying the amazing things in nature you'll see in the Amazonian rainforest. One of them includes the Green Anaconda, which, for a lot of people, doesn't sound like a necessarily amazing sight. The Green Anaconda is known as the longest extant snake, as well as the heaviest in the world. The longest of these snakes grow to be 17.1 feet, or 5.21 meters long, and can weigh over 200 pounds. 1. Solar halos. When you're riding through the rivers and treading through the forest, don't forget to look up. One of the strangest phenomenons that can happen in this region includes solar halos. Solar halos have been seen over the Tambopata River, located in Peru, an occurrence caused by the sunlight refracting from the ice crystals trapped in the atmosphere. Gnarly stuff. Which of these would you not want to come across in the Amazon, and which of these would you go out and seek? Tell us in the comments, and for more videos about everything in the universe, don't forget to like and subscribe.